Okay, so I work in a place as the HR officer, and I've been there for over 3 years, 3 years and some months. But I've not been given employment letter.
Ha!
When I when I newly joined, like you said, my agile framework, I did my due diligence. I came up with employment letter for both full staffs and flexible staff. That's like our part-time staffs also. I designed employment letter. I showed it to the management. They accepted the idea in quotes, but I was asked to put it on hold.
Wow.
At that time, which I did. And till this point, they've not said anything about it. Also, the issue of policy, whenever I come up with a policy, okay, for instance, one of our employee put to bed, and we don't have maternity leave, we don't have a policy that address such as at when I joined. So because of that, I came up with a policy. I went to the management for approval, but it wasn't approved. At that time, my MD said that there should be no policy in place. That putting a policy in place will make the organization structure rigid. According to him, that it should be flexible and that it should be based on individual. That is the way we handle it, or the way I should handle it should be based.
It's a case by case basis.
Exactly, yes, ma'am. And not that a policy should be in place, so to say. So I really don't know what to do, honestly. I really don't know what to do. Can you please advise me on what to do in this situation, ma'am? Thank you so much.
Olorun Damilola. We are having a very important discussion here. And, for me, when I started this, and this has been in the last 2 years, there are sessions where I would leave and I would be like, even if I've not done anything in my career, just having these sessions where people can come without being judged, where I'm meeting people that I may not have ordinarily met, or they might not have been able to share those things, is very important. But again, are you able to know the truth? Because that's one of the challenges a lot of HR professionals actually have in terms of knowing what is the truth. Damilola, if I were in your shoes, I will not be in that organization again. So what I will tell you to do is that so that you don't make a rash decision, you have to plot your exit out of that organization. Give yourself a 6-month exit plan. 6 months. And begin to say within, or even 90 days, because it's obvious that, and it's also not good for you because your career is not going to grow. What will you be doing in that kind of place? Policies are one of the things, putting structures in place as HR are one of the things that makes you more of a professional as HR. In my HR career, I've started HR in 4 organizations, but they did not have HR at all, like these places that you're talking about. And I was the one that put in those things for them. So they are literally, your career is also deteriorating because if you develop a policy, you can't implement it. What would be the next employer that, oh, I've been able to achieve this, I've been able to achieve that. So it's very glaring. You are in the wrong place. You're not going to grow. Your career is not going to grow here. So you need to take a decision to exit the organization. And in exiting the organization is not a rash decision. Give yourself time, start plotting your exit, and then leave that kind of organization. Because everything you've talked about here, there's even nothing I can say. Everything is wrong, absolutely wrong. Is wrong. Even the only question I wanted to ask you that what's the start strength of the organization? Even if there are like 3 people in the organization, because what is required by law is that the organization must have at least, once you have 3 staff who are working with you on a permanent basis, you cannot put pension for them. Unless all the people that are working in the organization are all ad hoc staff. Then, even what some of the things that they are doing, remember some of the practices which we spoke about, some structures, policies, and processes, but some are regulatory. In the Nigerian labor law, once you employ somebody within 3 months of employment, even if you employ them, Damilola, come and work for me. Within 3 months of employment, you must give them employment letter. So them not even giving you employment letter is a huge snag. And that's why I said you need to do whatever you can do to get out of that organization immediately. Because if they're not going to give it to you, it's also going to affect you eventually.